This morning, this is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. Been reminded throughout the week of the coming of this day here in the United States. This is a day that many want to make as a day of remembrance of an event that happened 21 years ago. And I was thinking, well, what is a memory? And I've examined my own memory banks, going through my life, etc. And one of the things that I'd learned, one of the hard lessons I'd learned throughout life is, especially with memories that are upsetting for me and the difficult ones, the strong ones, the heavy ones, no matter what would happen, if I tried to change location or if I tried not to remember it, it would be here anyway. One of the insights that I got during this process is that the memory is wherever I am. It's with me. It's my memory. And for me to make sense of it, to own it, to lean into it, to welcome it when it shows up, was the place where I found my deepest healing through my various life tragedies across the years, very traumatic experiences that I carry with me, etc., as well as also the positive memories. So simply because we remember doesn't mean that it has to be a negative memory. It doesn't have to mean that it's upset or overwhelming. It can bring in an opportunity for us to find meaning in it that we are remembering, remembering whatever it is, whether we are remembering the events in New York City 21 years ago or some other aspect of that recall. It can be useful now. And that's what this practice is going to be about here, is exploring memory and along the way of just adjusting, making the slight adjustment possibly if it shows up as to the meaning of the memory when it comes in for you. There will be no proper right way to recall, whether it's recalling that specific event that I've mentioned in New York City, or whether it's some other memories. In noticing when a memory shows up, what is it? How does it show up for you? And how do you know? All of that, it's all here. Is there aversion? Is there welcoming? The various emotions, the body sensations. These are the aspects of what oftentimes will show up with memories when we allow them to come in. Sometimes they show up when we don't want them. And sometimes it's the not wanting of the memory and the accompanying emotions and body sensations that are the most troubling for us. So with that, I invite you to settle in, find a comfortable position, and we're going to practice. The invitation now is to settle in to a comfortable position. It can be seated, it can be lying down, possibly standing, even opening to the possibility that you may be in a vehicle moving or walking while listening to this practice. Of simply settling in and noticing that this body, that there is a body, the awareness of the body, and that this body is breathing. Simply allowing the body to breathe itself naturally. Nothing to do other than to simply notice that the body is breathing. And that whatever position this body might be in this moment, it is being supported by the earth. Noticing that, noticing the sensation of presence on the planet, on the earth, in the body. And that the body is breathing. Noticing the orientation of the body. Is it upright? Is it horizontal? Is it standing? Is it moving? Then gently guiding alertness and awareness and attention to body movement. If there's a sense of stillness in the body, noticing that, noticing how stillness shows up, and drawing attention and awareness to the absence of movement. Maybe inviting a finer attention into the body, noticing that there may be movement in the body, even though there's an awareness of stillness. Maybe it's breathing, the sensation of the chest rising and falling, the abdomen rising and falling, the diaphragm moving with each breath. Breathing in, breathing out. The possibility of awareness and attention that the heart is beating. That there may be other movements within the body, into the viscera, into the bowels, into the guts of the body. Even in stillness, there is movement. Drawing attention also to the awareness of a sense of balance or imbalance. In other words, is there a sense of calm within the body, or a sense of dizziness or vertigo, or any other sensations related to balance or imbalance? And simply guiding awareness and attention, possibly starting at the head, scanning down toward the feet, and then slowly scanning back up. In the process, on the scan down from the head toward the feet, noticing areas of tension and tightness or clenching or discomfort. And on the scan from the toes to the head, inviting each area that may be holding tension or tightness to soften if that feels appropriate. To release, to let go. Maybe sit with this for a few moments, scanning from head to toe and toe to head, checking and noticing and allowing the body to settle in and release what it can release, to calm, to settle, to soothe. Noticing if there's any particular areas of the body holding tightness and tension. Maybe it's in the jaw or in the gut, the tightness of the hands or the arms, somewhere else in the body, simply noticing it, drawing attention to it without necessarily trying to change it, simply inviting it to soften. So now, gently releasing awareness and attention to the body and drawing awareness to memory, or to the idea of a day of remembrance, whatever that may be meaning for you. If at any time throughout this practice, if it feels like it's becoming overwhelming or unbearable, to set the intention to do something different, to release the practice possibly, to change position, to make some other alteration to the practice. If the eyes are open, maybe changing the gaze. If the eyes are closed, the possibility of opening the eyes, to giving the body a soothing touch. And if it's the kind thing to do for the body and for the self, to possibly even pause the practice, come back to it when it feels right or not, to move on to a different practice, to a different part of the day, and to move forward. So simply being loving and kind to the self as this practice continues. The invitation now is to draw into awareness a memory. It can be a positive memory. It can be one that, when it's recalled, it brings a level of difficulty. A reminder, it's not necessary to bring in the harshest, the hardest, or the most intense memory ever experienced. On a scale of 0 to 10, maybe finding a memory that brings in a level of internal activation around a 4 or a 5 or a 6. Settling in, recalling this memory, and allowing it to just briefly show up, reminding yourself that this is present moment. You are here now, and this is simply a memory. It's being recalled. It's almost as though there's an element of time travel, keeping one foot in the present and moving attention backwards into the past. More grounded in the present than in the past. The memory can be a recent one, or it can be one from far from the past. Investigating as this memory arrives, and or as it's searched for in the memory banks and it comes forward, what else comes with it? Simply breathing into it. Now with intention, shifting awareness and attention to the idea of gratitude. Investigating moments right before this original event that creates the memory occurred, before it entered your awareness, before you were even aware that it had ever occurred. What were you grateful for in those moments? Might be relationships, could be a sense of health or well-being, could be the possession of items, of stuff. Investigating before that event that created this memory ever occurred, investigating what you were grateful for. Maybe naming 1 or 2 or 3 aspects of gratitude around right before the memory was formed. And then drawing awareness into the present now, in this moment. Investigating those aspects of gratitude, whether it was the relationships of people, friends, co-workers, or other relationships, or whether it was things, possessions, or abilities, accomplishments, etc. What are you grateful for in this moment? Investigating the possibility of naming 1, 2, or 3 elements of gratitude. Allowing awareness to float back and forth between the elements of gratitude identified in this moment, backwards toward the elements of gratitude identified right before the memory, the event causing the memory, came into awareness. And continuing to move on, gently releasing awareness of gratitude, and drawing awareness directly to the event itself, that it happened, that it's over, it's no longer occurring, and it's a memory. Without lingering too long or too strongly within the memory of the details of it, simply noticing that there's a memory. This memory is not happening now. It is in the past. It's being recalled. Maybe there's something about the recall that is needing attention from you. Simply noticing that also. Investigating around these elements of the memory that are wanting your attention or grabbing for your attention. And in investigating whether or not there's anything that could be done about it. Can it be changed? Investigating the aspects of it of if it can't be changed, what can be carried forward from the past into the present that shows up now? What's here now? Maybe it's an emotion, maybe it's a series of thoughts, maybe it's body sensations, or possibly an interaction of all three. The thoughts and emotions and sensations are flowing through, needing attention, wanting something. Accepting this also, that it's present. Possibly naming the experience. Naming an emotion if that's possible. Could be joy, could be sadness, could be disappointment. Might not be able to name it. Checking in with, is it comfortable or uncomfortable? And noticing that. And the invitation now then is to find a place in the body where this sensation of emotion may be landing the strongest, and placing a hand over that spot, a soothing touch. Quite often it might be over the heart space. And reciting these words to yourself as I say them aloud. This is hard. This is difficult. This is part of being human. Others experience this also. I'm not alone. May I allow this to be present on my heart with openness and curiosity and a willingness to be with what is. Continuing to breathe in, sensing a soothing touch into the heart space or the other areas of the body with the discomfort. Maybe repeating the phrase, this is hard, this is difficult, this is uncomfortable. This is part of being human. Others experience this also. May I allow this to be present on my heart with an openness and curiosity and a willingness to be with what is. And releasing this aspect of the practice and moving into another aspect. This is going to be one around compassion. invitation here is to gently bring someone into your awareness. So when you think of this person, they tend to bring a memory to your. When you think of this person, they tend to bring a smile to your face. It could be somebody, a child, a grandchild, a spouse, a loved one. It could be somebody from your past that you hold dearly in your heart. Simply allowing the awareness of this person to be present and noticing the smile that may come over your face as you recall this person. Imagine that they are here with you now, a benefactor. And sending loving and kind wishes in their direction. You can use words of your own or use my words. May you experience joy and the roots of joy. May you be happy. May you be safe and free from harm. May you live with ease. Invitation now is to invite others to join this person. They may be your closest friends, your family, relatives, neighbors, whoever feels right to invite in this moment. Imagine that a group is forming, a group of individuals with which there's a sense of connection. It's as though they're standing and facing you. You're facing them. May you all experience joy and the roots of joy. May you all be happy. May you all be safe and free from harm. May you live with ease and find relief in your pain and suffering and sorrows. The invitation now is to imagine that this group, still facing you, is sending loving and kind well wishes in your direction, towards you. May you, meaning you, experience joy and the roots of joy. And imagine with each in-breath breathing in these well wishes, allowing them to flow throughout all aspects of your body. May you be happy. May you be safe and free from harm. May you live with equanimity, balance, and peace. May you live with ease and find relief from pain, sorrow, and suffering. The invitation now is to imagine yourself with this group as a tight, connected group. The connections may be across great distances, yet the connection is there. Continuing on, may we experience joy in the roots of joy. May we be happy. May we be safe and free from harm. May we all experience equanimity, balance, and peace. May we live with ease, free of pain, sorrow, and suffering. To take this practice a little bit deeper, with a reminder that if this becomes too uncomfortable or sensing overwhelmed, to pause and to give yourself some relief. To invite others into this group, maybe individuals that may have been involved in the original memory that this practice was started with. Maybe they're already brought into awareness. If not, inviting others who may have been involved or who may have been affected by this event since then. Taking your time, noticing how the group might be forming, noticing the connection of each of the closer connections to others within this group. Somehow, because this event happened, this memory, this that's being recalled, involved other people also, that there's a connection, that they're all human, that they're all beings. And imagining that connection, sensing it, feeling it. May we all experience joy in the roots of joy. May we all be happy. May we all remain free from harm. May we live with equanimity, balance, and peace. And may we experience relief from our pain and our sorrow and suffering, and move forward with courage and mercy and grace. Gently releasing awareness of this group, possibly drawing attention closer in, bringing the circle in tighter and tighter, back into the body, noticing whatever's present in the body now. Any tensions, tightnesses, calm, ease. Continuing to remind yourself that this is now, and recalling this memory, this event from so long ago, or from recent, reminding the self that this is a memory, it's a recall. And investigating what it means that the memory is here now, that there may be emotions or thoughts and sensations with it. Is there a story that is being told to you by the memory? Is it needing something from you? Has it been useful in the past to be present? If so, in which ways has it been useful? Are there ways where it hasn't been so useful to be present? Have there been times when recall was wanted to be recalled, and not able to bring it into awareness? Or has there been times when it came into awareness uninvited? As this practice is nearing an end, what might be taken forward? What's going to stay in the practice? What will be released? And what new awarenesses can move forward? How might this new awareness be useful in the future? If the eyes are open, an invitation is to allow them to gently close if that feels safe. If not, to allow the gaze to land gently out in front. Directing attention, thanking the body for working as hard as it has for recalling this memory. Maybe giving the body a soothing touch once again, maybe a hand over the heart, over the chest, on the heart space. Simply thanking the body for working as hard as it has to carry this memory. Continuing to breathe, noticing that the body is here, the body's breathing. And continue with this practice as long as it feels right. May we all continue to open our hearts and our minds in order to work ceaselessly for the benefit of all beings. May we go to places that scare us with strength of heart and courage. May we all remain free from harm. Then gently, when useful and when it feels right and safe, to invite movement into the fingers and the toes and the body. If the eyes are closed, to gently invite light into awareness by opening the eyes, by opening the eyelids.